Hey sis. So we didn't make it. Um, the wounds won, and I'm just being with it. So there's a couple of things that I just wanted to share, okay? Because I think that it's important to learn, to learn from the process, okay? So I'm gonna walk this slow. It won't. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it. I just wanted to be in communication. So the black man that I was dating and I are no longer seeing each other. And he's a great man, okay? No, good afternoon. He's a great man. He's an awesome man. Nothing bad. It's nothing negative in the sense of like bad stuff, right? He's a great guy. So this is not this is, I will never talk badly about him. He did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. It's not like that, okay? So let me just give you a concept, okay, for you, a context. I'm gonna say this, and you may have heard me say it again, but I'm gonna tell you how it is in real life. Okay? So, black women have a historical wound around being heard. Black men have a historical wound around being respected. It is the fundamental basis of all of the upset we have in our relationships. It's a historical wound because it goes to the broken trust that was formulated or birthed in the belly of white supremacy, right? So there's a whole, and it really is, and it's the thing, right? And what happens is, and I need you to walk this with me, sis, okay? So send me love, hold some space. For my brothers who love me, thank you for supporting me. Here's the thing. When a black woman is trying to be heard, it is going to feel like talking down to a black man when he's wounded, okay? And so in my situation, the guy that I was dating, he and I were going to therapy together, okay? And it was a real intentional choice, right? We were like literally, we took on healing, and that is why I love him, right? And in terms of healing, there are certain things that have to be in place for it to stick, okay, and for it to take root, right? And there are a couple of things. The first one is willingness, which we both have. You see what I'm saying? We both have willingness. Does it make sense? No one's being an asshole. This is really two people who are authentically said, yes, I am willing to do the work to heal my wounds so they don't get on you. You heal your wounds so they don't get on me, and we create together. So that is the basis of how he and I had chosen to love, how we decided to do this, right? And so the first piece is willingness. You got to be with a man who's willing to heal with you. So please don't forget that. The second thing is boundaries. Now, let me help you understand what I mean, sis. And you may want to write this shit down, share it with your sisters. Please share this video now, because if you get this in, it will save you a lot of heartache. Okay? A boundary, think of a boundary as a fence. Okay? When you have a fence, it's designed to keep what's like if you have a fence around the house, it's designed to keep things in the house, but it's also designed to keep things out of the house. Does it make sense? A boundary is designed to protect. That is why you have boundaries. Does that make sense? So a boundary, if you don't have boundaries, you cannot stay safe. Okay? So please make a note of that, okay? And the third thing is this, integrity, okay? Now, when I say integrity, I don't mean morality. I don't mean like you're a good person, I'm a bad person. I mean like the integrity of a car. All the parts work together in order to move it forward. I mean like integrity called if you are riding a bike and you have a spoke loose, and you can't ride that bike because it has no integrity. I'm talking about workability. I'm not talking about love. Sis, Make a note of that. I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about workability. And you need to know the difference. And a lot of times, at least I have in my life, I have misunderstood. I have placed no attention on workability and put all my attention on love. You know what I'm saying? And so workability requires integrity. And integrity is not good or bad. It just means either it'll work or it won't. And it has to work. And it has to work for both people. Does it make sense? So it can't just be it works for you or works for him. If it doesn't work for both, there's no way the relationship is going to, it can't sustain itself. Okay? So you have those three. You have willingness, you have boundaries, you have integrity. Okay? And so my point is, and I want you to be very clear, I love this man. Do you understand? Like, I love him. This is not a love conversation. This is a workability conversation. And that's a grown ass woman conversation. It is not high school love. It is not romantic. Oh, no, it's like, okay, I love you with all my heart, but can we talk? Can we work things through? Can we handle or have the wherewithal for each other's, check this out, for each other's triggers? Because we both came in knowing we had wounds. So none of that's bad, okay? So those are the three pieces that have to be in place if you want to create a healthy, sustainable, long-term relationship, okay? And so we have boundaries that we create, and we create them with our therapist because of our needs, right? And because we have boundaries, it's designed to create safe spaces for him to speak his truth and I can speak my truth. And we agreed to that. You know what I'm saying? And that is a fundamental, foundational requirement for workability. He sent me some communication. He sent me a communication. He made an offer out of love, and I love him for that. He was trying to take care of me, okay? I declined the offer, not because I didn't appreciate the love, but because it broke a boundary. This is what you need to understand, sis. The point of having boundaries is to keep people safe. Now, I want you to understand this when I say it. I put boundaries in place because I know the violence of my past. Do you understand? I put boundaries in place because I know how many bad things happen to me. And if the boundaries aren't managed, then what's predictable is that past will come up. Okay? So if I say, this is something I do not want, this is something I do not want from you, this is something I appreciate, but I really would prefer for us not to do that. Do you see what I'm saying that? And if I say it multiple times, it's like, I got to get you to understand, I'm not rejecting you. I am trying to protect you. Okay? Now, the man that I love is a natural protector. He's a natural, natural, honey. Whoever he ends up with is going to be totally loved and taken care of. You understand? And I wish him love. I want him to win at this because he deserves to be loved the way he deserves. I want the best for him. Do you understand? I really do. He deserves to have what he needs from a woman who can give it to him. You see what I'm saying? And he'll get that, and I'll God to bless me with the right man who could be with me and heal with me or be healed before I get to him and love me and accept me the way that I am. Does that make sense? And that's fine. Okay. And we both tried. So this is not people being awful. This is grown folk, healed folk shit. This is not petty stuff. This is like, no, we tried. And so I have a boundary that I have to have certain things in place. And in his commitment to taking care of me, he bypassed a boundary. He bypassed the boundary in order to take care of me. Now, the moment he bypasses the boundary, I am no longer safe. Do you understand that? And what gets evoked are all the triggers of people breaking boundaries with me. Does that make sense? And what gets triggered is a whole history of betrayal that I try to protect him from. by setting the boundary in the first place. Does it make sense? And so I declined his very beautiful offer because it was a beautiful offer. He was literally trying to help me. And I said, I wrote out, because we write, we do a lot of our communications in writing just to be clear and do our thing. But I expressed to him that I needed a couple of days. I needed some time to sort through because the broken boundary colors how I see him. Does it make sense? And I need to get myself sorted out to not see him that way. And this was articulated. What he heard was I was questioning his character. And I can hear how he could hear that. I could actually hear how he could hear that based in my trigger, based in my reaction, based in the words that I use, I can hear how he could hear. She's questioning my integrity. She's questioning my character. And I wasn't, but I can see how he could hear that. I really can. I really, really can. And the challenge was and is or had been was the trigger cannot not, how can I say this, God? A trigger is not a choice. A trigger is not a choice. When you and I or he and they, when we get triggered, we go on automatic pilot. Okay? And what happens, at least with me, I can see the trigger enough to tell you it's coming, but I can't stop it. Does it make sense? So it's like, yeah, go ahead and share. Please, you should share this. This is the stuff we never talk about. We never talk about how to be in healthy relationships. We never talk about it. No matter how it looks, this is a healthy relationship, okay? If you don't understand that, you will turn him into the enemy, okay? And he's not the enemy. He's hurt. His feelings are hurt. He feels like I put him in the category of all the other people who have hurt me. He feels like I blacken his name in my heart. And that's not the truth of what happened. That's not what happened. But for him, it's true. And as long as it's true for him, it's true. You know what I'm saying? It's true. If you know how when something's true for you, it's true. It doesn't matter if it's true for you. It's true. So in his world, I questioned his character, and it hurt him deeply. It hurt him tremendously. And it hurt him tremendously because he has a wound around that. He has a level of hurt and upset from previous relationships where his character has been assassinated. And so what gets evoked with him is a whole history of being questioned, not being trusted, not being believed. You see what I'm saying? And none of that is what I said, but that's what he heard. And he has a whole story about what he heard. He said, you said this, you said that, you said that. Sis, you got to understand this, that when you are triggered, you can't see anything except for what you see. It's like blinders, okay? It's like you can't even remember the good the brother did. When you are reacting, when you're in a reaction, you can only, it's like having on a pair of shades. The world was blue, but you put on the shades, it's now pink. And you can't see anything but pink, okay? And so my point is, I understand. I understand. I really do. I get it. Our love is beautiful, but my triggers trigger his triggers. Does that make sense? That's all that happens. My trigger of going over the boundary and me articulating how that impacts and how I'm trying, what I'm working on is to not have it shape how I see him. And I need some time. He couldn't hear that because all he heard was, I was trying to take care of you. How could you think that of me? And I get it. It makes sense, but he doesn't have my wounds and I don't have his. Does it make sense? If I could have seen that me being honest inside of the boundary that we have as a safe space, saying how it occurs to me and articulating why I did not want that boundary crossed, I would not have said it to him. but under the auspices of the boundary of a safe space to speak and say our truth. I said it. And in his world, it is a major violation. And it triggers all the things and all the bad things that have ever been affiliated with his character. And that equals in his world, he's not respected. And I understand. I totally understand it. It makes sense. You see what I'm saying? And so we're no longer together. We both tried. He tried and I tried. And I love him for trying. And I know he loves me for trying. And I'm clear that wounds are wounds. And you can't ignore what's so. You see what I'm saying? You can't ignore what's so. I'm going to continue to work on healing me. So when the next time God blesses me with a beautiful, exceptional, brilliant, awesome black man, I'll have more capacity. You see what I'm saying? I'll have more capacity. And I'm clear that nobody's wrong here. You understand? No one's wrong, but we're both wounded. And this was one of those wounds that we couldn't get over. You see what I'm saying? And I would prefer to honor his truth than fight it. He has a right to his truth. He does. He does. And I understand exactly how this occurs for him. And I can respect that. I really can. And no one's wrong. It's just that when the wounds go to war, you either fight or you surrender. And if you fight, it escalates. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's a trigger. It is a historical wound. And here's the part I need you to hear, all right? His wound and my wound, it looks like it's the broken boundary, or it looks like to him it's me questioning his character. And I want you to hear all that's accurate, but it's something more profound. It is the broken trust between black men and black women that was born in the belly of white supremacy on plantations. I bullshit you not. It is the same wound. And it is the most fundamental scar we as a collective, we as a people have. Do you understand? And when you don't know it's a wound, when you don't know it's a historical wound, when you don't know that and you take it personal, what ends up happening is you get ugly. Like I could have said a lot of things and I could have done a lot of things that would have hurt him, that would have damaged him. Do you understand? I know how to. I've been raised this way. I was reared for violence. Do you see what I'm saying? So I know how to hurt people if hurt people, okay? And I love him too much to hurt him. If you love somebody, you do not hurt them. You don't do it. I swear, God, I refuse to. If you love somebody, you don't retaliate. You don't get back at them. You don't blacken their names. You don't comfort them. You don't call them out. You don't call them out. You don't do any of that. That is not love. That is not love. It's not love, God. And I love him. And I will not hurt him. So when you get triggered and the history hits, you have to choose. And the thing, to be fair, he's done it for me, because I promise you, there's been times I heard him before this that he had to choose not to retaliate because we wouldn't have got this far. You see what I'm saying? So there's no, um, both of us tried. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. He is a great man. And I promise you that if he could have, he would have. And you have to choose, sis, that when you're hurt, that you don't have the right to hurt. I'm very hurt, okay? I'm very hurt. It is a loss for me. And I thank God that I got to be loved by him. You see what I'm saying? I thank God that he loved me, that he chose me. I thank God that he blessed me with 5 months of his life and his energy and his focus and his love. It has healed me. Do you understand? It has healed me. And for that, I will be eternally grateful. So this is not a matter of bad, ugly, and all that. And when people are hot, they say ugly things. And I'm not dancing with that. That's not my life. When I got off the streets, I promised God that I would use my life the way he wanted. And God saved my life when I wanted to take it. And I tried multiple times. And God said, I will not leave you. Don't leave me. And one of the covenants I have with God is I do not get to use my power to hurt anybody. So I end up taking a hit. And I'm not being noble. It's just that because I was trained so violently, emotional violence is how to fight. You see what I'm saying? And so I refuse to bring that to him. I'm not doing that. I love him too much. I will let him leave. I will walk away before I hurt him. I'm not going to do it. And that's a choice, sis. And I need you to understand, it doesn't equal that I don't care. It means I care a lot. And I want you to know, if you ever love somebody and their wounds hurt you, because it's the wound that is talking, it's the wound that's doing the acting out. You see what I'm saying? When the wound is hurting and you don't know it's a wound, you think it's the person, and then you retaliate. And it takes something to not do it, because your wound interact with his wound. And if somebody doesn't sit the fuck down and pray and say, God, help me, then what's going to happen is it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and worse and worse and worse. And then it's going to get acted out. And then that's how it escalates. And so if you know it's a wound, if you know that, then you have the shot of not reacting to his reactions. And that's all I want for you, sis. I'm not ever asking you to stay in an abusive relationship. He's not abusive. None of that. None of that's all, okay? I'm saying that if you think it's him, it's not him. It is a historical wound that he has no control over. You see what I'm saying? I have more control over mine because I've been working on mine for longer. You see what I'm saying? And because I've been working on mine longer, I can see this one. He's been working on his longer for what he can see. And he gifted me that. So it's not like he didn't see and I saw. No, we saw at different times. And we saw different things. You see what I'm saying? So I want you to hear that there's no hierarchy to pain. If you love somebody, you don't hurt them. And so I am choosing to honor his truth and let him be. Because he did try. He did. And he did his very best. He did. And he loved me with his whole heart. And for that, I am grateful. And I tried. And I did my very best. And Our wounds won this one. Okay. And you need to know something, sis. Okay. And then I'll wrap up. No, you can share. It's okay to share. It's all right. um, some things fulfill themselves. Sometimes we try to hold on for too long because we don't want to lose the benefit of the love. We don't want to lose the company, the care, the sex, the kindness, the consideration. And we hold on and we try to make something work. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you, when you do that, how can I say this, God? Help me say it beautiful. You have to learn how to hear what people need. Because if you can hear what people need, you won't get selfish about what you need. If you love somebody and you take the time to get an understanding, and you get an understanding that your spouse or your partner or your love or your bae has a need, okay? And you cannot provide that need, you can't fulfill that need, then you have fulfilled it. Then the relationship has fulfilled itself. Do you see what I'm saying? It's fulfilled itself. So it's not about trying to make it work, sis. It's not that at all. It's about honoring that he needs something I can't give him. He needs something I can't not give him. It's not mine to give. I've given him what I can give him. He's given me what he could give me. We've gotten to an impasse. Do you see what I'm saying? Because the way that he is wired, he needs a certain kind of freedom to not honor boundaries when he thinks it's best. I need safety. Do you understand? I need emotional safety. It's a fucking need, all right? And without boundaries, I can't be safe. So if you say I can say something, I'm safe to say something, and I say it and it blows up, then I no longer have the safety to tell my truth. You see what I'm saying? And his intention is to hear me, but he gets triggered. My intention is to honor him, but then I get wounded. You see what I'm saying? So if I know that and he knows that, what we're going to do, keep triggering each other? We're going to keep like zinging each other? Why? Why? It's not realistic. It's not healthy. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm of the opinion that when you love somebody, you listen to them. And I'm listening. I've learned. I heard him. I heard what he said. He said, I've tried. And I respect that because he did. And I did too. And so I bless him and I release him to God. My prayer for him is that God blesses him with the woman that's worthy of his love, that really can give him what he needs, to support him in the way that he needs to be supported, to empower him the way he needs to be empowered, and to honor him in the way he needs to be honored. And he is worthy of that. He's worthy of that, you know. And I'll grieve, I'll grieve, but I will not suffer. Okay, sis, I will not suffer because it's a full love. It's a full love. It is not a reactionary love. It's not a fix it love. It's a choice. We chose this. We chose love. We chose each other. We chose to try. We chose that. That is cognitive. That is conscious. That is the truth. We chose it. And so that's the benefit of being healthy, is that we chose to try. And to try, we didn't make it. That's all that happened. Nothing more, nothing less. We tried and we both gave it our all. And you need to know that. And if you know in your heart of hearts that you gave your all, that he did his best, that you did your best, there's no suffering. There's just gratitude. There's just gratitude and blessing and releasing and thanking God for a beautiful love. And that is honorable. That has dignity. As far as I'm concerned, that's about as close as we can get to God. Is to love someone fully, do our very best, and honor who they are, and not try to make them into what we need. Not try to change someone's behavior or change someone's character. Honor who they are and make room for them to have what they need and make room for you to have what you need. That's love. So I just wanted to share that with you because, and I know some of you are going to be. I'll deal with the comments when I can. Um, and I want you to know I got so twisted by it. I was like, I ain't going to do the workshop. How can I do the workshop? I'm like, B, you got to do the workshop. I think that if I had been more healed, I could have said it better to him. You know what I'm saying? But I am where I am. So I'm going to keep working on healing me, and I'm going to keep on empowering black men because I love you. And I'm going to keep working with us sis, so that we can relate to the wound and not turn him into the enemy like white people have. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm still doing. I'm going to keep moving forward with healing with him. And it's really and I'm going to keep moving forward with valuing the vulnerability of black men. I'm going to keep tending to humanizing black men. I'm not taking the benefit of having been loved by him is that I now understand better how to love him. I understand better how to love a black man in terms of all the trauma he has gone through without having to get ugly and vicious and violent in any way. And so the next time I love, and I will love again, I'll never love the way I loved him. And he'll never love the way that he loved me, and that's okay. He's not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? It's different kind of loves. You know what I'm saying? And the way my former spouse loved me is not the way that he loved me. So each love is special. And I believe in love. I believe in the power of love. I believe in that. And so I will love again, and he will love again, because we didn't damage each other. Do you understand? We didn't damage each other. There's no damage happened. Hurt feelings happened, but no damage. That is healthy. And I know I keep saying that to you because I need you to keep hearing that you can love somebody in a healthy way and realize that you're not a match, and let it be what it is and let it be beautiful, and not turn each other into the enemy, because that is what white supremacy has taught us to do. And that is why we cannot and be healthy friends, healthy co-parents, healthy exes, whatever. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying no damage, no damage, no damage. He's not going to have to recover. The next woman he's with will not have to recover from him through me. Whoever he chooses next to love, they won't have to go through anything. They won't have to go through any damage I did to him, because I didn't do any damage. I loved him. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I'm going to bask in the love. I'm going to bask in the healing power of his love. I'm going to bask in him creating a safe space for me to be loved by a black man, because he's not the only black man who will love me. You understand? He's not the only black man who will love me. And I'm not the only black woman who will love him. So it's that it doesn't. We don't have to make it so. You will never. No, we loved, you know. And God blessed both of us to have each other in each other's lives for our time, for our season, and that season has fulfilled itself, and I am grateful. So, that's all I have for now. If you're fed by this word, please share it. I think it can help somebody, and I'm going to focus my attention on really starting to document um, and really break down the trauma, the systematic um, um, trauma of Black men by white supremacy that we don't know about as Black women. I'm going to start that. I'm going to do a talk about that on Monday, because there are things that Black men have gone through that are not in the public, that we don't know, and we don't understand that our wound is totally tied to white supremacy, and we become their hand with Black men. So I'm gonna get real clear about this, so that we can win with our men. You know what I'm saying? And if it doesn't work, we can release them in peace and grace, and not have it be awful, and not have the next woman he be with have to go through some bullshit because I was acting my wounds out on him. He's not going to go through that because I'm not acting out my wounds on him. Not going to do it. Not a problem. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not giving up on Black men. Thank you, Jesus, for that one. My feelings are hurt. I'm sad. I'm grieving. Yes, yes, yes. But I will never give up on Black men. And if God, and I'm not trying, even if I never marry a guy, it's okay, it's fine, not a problem. I'm queer, it's okay, it'll be fine. But what I am saying is, I'm standing for him. I'm standing for them for the rest of my life. I will love and stand for Black men. You see what I'm saying? And I think that we as Black women, because we don't know how badly they have been traumatized and what white systems of oppression have done to them, to really break up the Black family and really have him be positioned as the bad guy, as criminal. Okay, we don't know it. I didn't know it until I started looking, and this shit is real. And if we don't know it, then we can't really free ourselves of the history of slavery in our relationships. That's the shit I'm talking about. Fuck marching. How do you love a Black man and not act out the violence that was acted out on you, and him not act out the violence that was out on him systematically from 1619 to 2021? And that is a real word. I'm not just talking. I'm saying the basis started in the cooking pot of North American chattel slavery, but that shit got baked and now is reformed in different ways that we don't see. So I am going all the fuck the way in now. Okay? If you thought I was talking shit before, watch me now. Because now I gotta make sure we know what we're fucking with. And when God blesses me with the next one, when God blesses me with a Black man who can love me and accept me and be with all of my trauma and all my triggers, and I could be with his, and I'll have more space. I'll be able to. It'll be better for us. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be able to see it, and by virtue of being able to see it, he'll be able to have the space to process without the pressure of performance. You see what I'm saying? And so that's, at least that's what I can see. So I'm not backing down from the topic. You see what I'm saying? I'm not backing down from it. So please don't think that I'm not mad at him. He's not mad at me. This is not that at all. Okay? He's hurt and I'm hurt. And when you love somebody, you get hurt. you know? So that's normal. That's healthy. And we will both heal. Okay? But what I'm saying to you, sis, is the benefit of knowing history is that you don't have to react to his wounds, and you don't have to retaliate when you're hurt. That doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. It just means you don't have to argue for your position. You know what I'm saying? I hope that is clear. I hope that lands. I know some of y'all going to be disappointed. It's okay. I am too. And he is too. Okay? He is. Okay? So, and what we're looking for is a healthy love. You see what I'm saying? It's a healthy love. And what matters most to me is that we're both healthy. We're healthy. And I need us to be healthy. Okay? And I'm going to encourage you that in all the relationships, your sons, your men, all your men, is that you look to see how you can stay healthy when they get hurt, when they get ugly. Take the case that what feels like an attack to us is a self-defense for him. Never forget that. It feels like an attack on us, but it's not. It's a self-defense, a self-protection for him. Please remember that. If you can remember that when he's spewing his venom, you will not take it personal. It still hurts your feelings. It still hurts. You see what I'm saying? But I have learned that when a black man is saying his piece or building his case, that is his way of protecting himself. And if you know it's a protection, then you know not to fight that. Does it make sense? I hope y'all caught that. That's a hard one because you're going to feel like he's saying bad things. I should say something back. No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't, because he's not talking to you. He's talking to all the other women that have hurt him. You are the opportunity for that. Just like when I had my boundary and I said I wrote what I wrote, it was me being protective of all the people who have betrayed me, who have hurt my trust. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So it's not present tense. It's not present tense. It's a trigger. It is a physiological condition. Flee, freeze, or fight. That is not a choice. Okay? It's not willpower. It's none of that. Please don't say that to yourself, because if it was willpower, if you get triggered, you could stop yourself. You can't. You say all the stuff you say. You see what I'm saying? Or you leave or you walk out or whatever. Whatever way you survive. Same with him. He's a human being. He has feelings. And his feelings got hurt. And the way he protected himself was by what he said and what he did. And he didn't do anything wrong. He tried. Okay? So it's not an ugly thing. Neither one of us did anything that I would consider, how can I say? It was a healthy fight. It was a healthy try. So please remember that, okay? All right, beloveds. Thank you for all my brothers who are listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for holding space for me. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And for all my sisters and all my allies, know that I love you. Um, and sis, I'm healing out loud. Because I want you to know that it's possible to be loved by a black man, and you can love a black man, and it's okay if that relationship fulfills itself, because it makes room for the next greater love. Does it make sense? It makes room. Each time you heal, you get more capacity to have what is yours. Each time you heal, God heals forward. It just gets better and better and better. Okay? So it's a healing forward. And yes, it hurts my feelings. And yes, I'm sad and all that. But I would much rather be sad and hurt for having loved him than never have loved him at all. Because before him, there was no possibility for me to be loved by a black man. Now, there's a lot of possibility for me to be loved by a black man who will accept me, who will honor me, who will value me, who would approve of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gave me so much. He gave me so much. And it makes room for a bigger love. You see what I'm saying? It makes room for that. So please don't, you can grieve, but know that God is at work. This is God's work. I am God's child. I'm God's anointed. I'm God's favorite. We could talk about it later, but this is God's work. And I trust God's judgment. And if it was supposed to go a different way, it would have. Okay? So I surrender. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Bless God. I'm in gratitude. And I'm going to encourage you to relate to the black men in your life as people. Okay? Because if you can do that, you can have compassion for his wounds, even when you're hurt. Okay, sis? I love you, girl. Thanks for hearing me out. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for holding space. Thanks for sending love. Yeah. So that's all for now. If you were fed by this video, please share it. I love you, sis. Goodbye for now. Oh, sorry. This is Dr. Venus, your hot Miss Billionaire. Goodbye for now.